This video is brought to you by myplayerpage.com, the best place for athletes to showcase their information. Visit us today. Randy McKee here with Soccer 605, and I'm here with Sean Mallett, the president of Brookings Soccer Association. Thanks, Sean, for being with us today.
You bet. It's actually Brookings Futbol Club now.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly right. Brookings BFC. And, you guys have really been really making some waves in Brookings. And, not only, the brand new website and all the great interactive stuff you're doing online, but, your cooperation with Watertown to make some select teams. So why don't you kind of fill us in on all the stuff you've got going on at Brookings Futbol Club?
You're right. The list does get longer and longer, and I appreciate the fact you checked out our website. And between the website and the Twitter page and the Facebook page, there's always something going on somewhere.
Yeah.
And kids these days, they're always carrying a little phone around.
And then parents are too.
Exactly. We had to learn. It's a good thing we have kids that can teach us how to run this equipment. But I tell you, we've really got a lot of things going on in Brookings. We're hosting a referee class. Grade 8 referee class for new and for recertified referees, April 4th and 5th, first weekend of the month. And we were lucky enough to host Soccer Fest 14, which is the newly combined State Cup and Mid-Continent Coals Recreational Cup, going to be held on the same weekend, June 6th through 8th. It's the first time it's ever been together.
Well, and there's been a lot of talk about that. And, I think that's one of the smartest moves they could have done, is move that State Cup up with that. Just, facilities, referees, travel, weather especially.
Right. We're knock on wood. We're going to hope for a good day.
That first weekend in June in Brookings is always perfect, isn't it?
Usually the sun is out. It's about 75. We're hoping, but no, it'll be really great to have all the teams together. And speaking of weather, I skipped over it a little bit, but we're going to try to host the Champions League East, which is a new program that South Dakota State Soccer has come out with this year. We're hoping April 12th and 13th to be able to host the weekend. If Mother Nature is kind to us and the fields are ready. So that'll be the only holdup there. And then coming up in July, again, we're hosting the Fishback Classic, which is July 18th, 19th, and 20th.
It's always been a great tournament.
It's grown every year that I've been a part of it, thankfully. And, last year we had 95 teams. It's the most we've ever had. We're hoping to break the 100 mark this year. So if anybody has anything to do that weekend, come on out and join us. It's a great soccer park.
We've been talking with some of your folks out there at facilities, and we're actually going to try, if we can get a good internet signal, to bring a couple of those games live from the center field there. So, that'll be probably an exercise and excitement for us too, because anything can happen on a live broadcast. So, but that's really, I've always really loved going to that tournament and seeing what's going on, and we got a lot of plans with Soccer 605 to cover that. And hopefully you'll be able to be with us at the end of the day to do wrap-up sessions, and we really want to go live with those and let people know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll certainly do anything that we can, and we appreciate everything that you and your wife Carol have done. Soccer 605 it's brought soccer around the state to everybody. We talked about everybody's smartphones, but you can access it so fast. So thank you for that.
Well, we, it's something that a person wouldn't do unless they loved it, and I think it's been a very good thing, and we just keep trying to add more and more features to it, and hopefully someday we'll have something that's enviable everywhere.
You bet. So it's been good.
Well, so you've got a busy summer there, and you've got teams. Put together with some of the Watertown players. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that select program?
We've been talking about it for several years, and we would lose players who wanted more, wanted to go to maybe some bigger tournaments or wanted to do some larger events. And Watertown was in a similar situation as we were. They were trying to put a program together and just didn't have the numbers to do it themselves. So we were able to form a partnership with Watertown, and the old-timers, which I'm an old-timer too, would say that Brookings and Watertown, there's no way they can get along. There's no way they can play together.
They tried that before quite a few times and just couldn't come to the final agreement.
There's always a big rivalry between the sports teams, and it's the funniest thing. You watch teams play, and you watch those kids, and they all get along. When the seasons change, for those that are playing other sports, they go at each other just as hard as they would any other time. But they've really been able to form some good friendships out of the case. I'm lucky enough; both of my kids are involved in the program. I know they've got some new friends because of it. We're going to compete in the state cup this year, which is the first time for any team from Brookings and Watertown too. So we're pretty excited about some things that we've got going on there.
One of the things that I think I'm happiest about seeing that situation is that we have a couple organizations actually collaborating with each other, which has really been kind of something that hasn't been happening really anywhere in the state. And so I think that is a wonderful example for associations around the state to say, yeah, we don't have to be enemies about this. We can actually sit down and do something productive. Right. And it wasn't for the associations, it was for the players.
Yeah, the kids are the ones that benefit the most out of the program. It was some more headaches, for the administrative teams from both sides. But, at the same time, we sat down at the table, we talked things out, and it's better for the kids because of it. And that's, in the end, that's what matters the most.
Absolutely. And, like I said, I think it's a great example. I hope people around the state and really our whole viewing area are looking at that. And maybe we'll get you guys on a Hump Day hangout here one of these days, and you can actually talk about the process of what you all went through. We can have somebody from Brookings and somebody from Watertown and actually show people how to do it. I think that's valuable stuff.
Yeah, I agree. You bet.
So one more thing I'd like you to kind of address, and that term sanctioning has been a big issue all around the state for a couple years now. It's getting to be a hotter and hotter and hotter issue. We're seeing all these teams coming on board.
Yep.
Where are you guys at in Brookings?
Well, I tell you, we've had some really good conversations with the school board. We've actually got some school board members who are soccer parents, so that helps too. Actually, right now we're in the process where the school board and our soccer association have formed a transition team. We're targeting 2015 for sanctioning. I know there's been some recent releases of some schools that are going for 14, and at this point anyway, the school board's direction is to look for 15. That's when the state says, it is what it is. We're going to play or we're not going to play. So that's really what we're looking at, and unless something really goes haywire, I think we're going to be there and be ready to go.
Well, that really sounds good. We are looking down the road. I can't remember who I was talking with earlier today, but I mentioned it a couple times on interviews today that, in 10 years we're going to look back and we're going to have kids who are seniors who have never seen it any other way than having a sanctioned program.
Exactly.
And, I'm really looking forward to that day. As the years click by, it'll be mature then, but the guys at the high school activities have done just a tremendous job of taking the right steps and the right progress. And obviously, like you said, growing pains, we're going to see that kind of stuff. But, those guys in Pierre are pros. They know what they're doing, and it's showing up already.
Yeah, they do. It's, and like you say, it'll be nice when it's done. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some trials and tribulations of teams going, you want us to go where and play who? But it's soccer, and ultimately the kids are going to go, great.
Yeah.
It's going to be the parents that are going to go, how do we get there?
Yeah. And I know there's a couple programs that because they went with they voted to have 2 classes, and every basketball team that plays AA basketball, every soccer team is going to be playing AA soccer too. And I know, the folks at Mitchell who are trying to get their program off the ground, the folks out at Sturgis who've been trying to get their program off the ground, they're going to probably see that in the first few years, having to deal with Lincoln, Stevens, some of those real strong teams. It's not going to be that much fun, but that's all part of the growing process too.
It is, and I think it'll help. I think it'll bring more kids to the game. There's always a financial aspect of the game that sometimes makes kids go, Mom, Dad, can I play? You know, and to take that aspect out of it, and it's just a matter of, I think I want to try that. Okay, come on out, give it a shot. I think you'll see numbers grow. I think you'll see it across the state, every program. I think you'll see it grow, and I think it's only going to be better for the kids again.
You know, and I was talking to somebody the other day who's, I mean, they're looking at schools that in towns that don't even have soccer, but because it's going to be gaining more and more acceptance, that we're going to be seeing some of those schools get involved and maybe even get into having a B class someday soon.
Yeah. So, which again, that would be great too, because it just means the game's growing.
Yeah, it sure does.
You know? And it doesn't hurt that it's a World Cup year.
Yeah, that's
and every
true.
time you turn the TV on, there's a promo for the World Cup, you know.
Yeah.
And you see the Brazuca. You know, we're at an indoor tournament this weekend, and you see the indoor version of the Brazuca rolling around out there. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to see.
All I can say is I hope that this makes us go out and get a whole bunch more cameras and a whole bunch more people who run them, and we're really looking forward to our whatever role we might end up having in that. We look forward to whatever it is.
Sounds great.
Well, we covered a lot of ground. Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
You know, I think that's all we've got for now. All I would say is the love of the game is great, and it's bitten really hard on a lot of people, and I think it's only for the better for the kids.
Absolutely. Go soccer. Well, Sean Mallett, Brookings Futbol Club, thanks a lot for spending a little bit of time with us today on Soccer 605, and we sure look forward to our next visit with you. I'm sure we'll get you in a nice, warm, sunny day in Brookings in June, and we'll go from there. Well, thank you for watching Soccer 605, and we look forward to seeing you on a pitch real soon.